So this is Yunnan peanut milk soup, a savory peanut milk dish that's really quite simple at its core. Now, the context of this thing is that it'd be the type of thing that'd be one possible not spicy dish that you could serve up amongst a larger, spicier meal. Because, no matter how comfortable you are on the upper reaches of the Scoville, a meal is usually a bit more complete if you've got some kind of celery and blue cheese right there next to your hot wings. Now, if you're in the market for some spicier Yunnanese dishes to pair with this soup, definitely do check out our How to Danshanify Everything video, links below. But this would also be pretty tasty, I think, next to a Sichuan meal, Hunan meal, or I don't know, maybe even a couple chicken wings. Either way, to get started, you are going to need some peanuts. Untoasted, unroasted, unfried. Easiest to work with are fresh, but dried like these do work as well. It's best if you can give them a bit of a soak in cool water for at least a couple of hours, or overnight's fine too if that's easier for you. And san soak is also kosher if you don't care if it ends up a little grainy. This here was 100 grams of peanuts that we'll just blend together in with a liter of water, and then set it aside. Then, for the vegetable, you can really use practically whatever. The most classic to see with this soup in Yunnan are pumpkin greens. Today we're using chayote green because that's what we have local to us here in Bangkok. But Napa cabbage is another choice in Yunnan. You could also use spinach, bok choy, watercress, maybe just not something too strong like mustard green or something that would take a long time like collard. But either way, just toss your blended peanut milk into a pot, bring it up to a rapid boil, toss in your vegetables, and then just let them cook through until done. Taste, and then season to taste. We did a half teaspoon each salt and MSG, and then that is honestly it. Just a simple and pretty soothing soup that you can nestle inside of a larger meal. That said, with all that said, as obsessives, I do feel a little guilty for giving you what's more or less a short-sized recipe here. So we also wanted to give you another variant today to sink your teeth into. Now, the most basic version that we just did, you can find in a lot of places in Yunnan, particularly down in the south. But the most famous application is in the city of Pu'er. There's a specific peanut milk rice noodle soup that's awesome. It's a bit thicker and topped with this whole smorgasbord. But that, I think, would definitely deserve its own dedicated video. But up in the mountains outside of Pu'er, around Zhenyuan, they serve up a different peanut milk vegetable soup that's about halfway between these two ideas. And it might be a decent option if you wanted something with a little more richness and heft. To make it, we'll first slice up about 70 grams of pork belly, and then toss that in a wok in with about a half cup of water over a high flame. We're doing this to render out the lard from the pork belly, and this is the way I personally like to do it. We're going to be looking for about 2 tablespoons worth, and you can munch on that crispy pork as a snack for the cook. And definitely do feel free to just use lard straight up if you happen to have some handy. So then to your lard or vegetable oil or whatever, over a medium flame, toss in a hunk of smashed ginger, your vegetable, this was 60 grams, chopped up, and optionally 1 sprig of dill, or alternatively common fennel in an ideal world. Then, once everything's wilted, toss in the peanut milk. This was same process as before, albeit with double the concentration. So half liter of water to 100 grams of peanut. Then just bring it all up to a boil, then flame down to medium-low. Let it foam up for a couple of minutes while stirring it constantly. Seasoning, same as before. And then, with that, this version is also done. A thick, porridge-like peanut soup that pairs similarly awesome with spicy.
So besides eating it with spicy Yunnan or Sichuan food, we actually been really enjoying it with Thai curry as well because it just works so well and so rich. The other day, we also eat it with some Yemenese bread, and apparently peanut soup with bread and curry also works great. So just play with it, eat it with whatever you want because it's peanuts. How can you go wrong? So right, check out the recipe in the description box. A big thank you for everyone that's supporting us on Patreon, and of course, subscribe for more Chinese cooking videos.